Good to see you, everyone. My name is Robbie Howell, and welcome to Improvised Worldbuilding, where I take a prompt, a collection of completely random words, and see what I can turn them into in just 10 minutes. You guys gave me some wonderful comments on my most recent video. Some of my favorite comments that I wanted to highlight from that last video on the Rift Valley civilization include this one from Shane Rooney saying, the obvious one that the focus word I was having trouble with, remind, could be about focusing on myth and tradition dating back centuries. Such a good idea. A bunch of other commenters came to the same conclusion. I can't believe I missed that one, especially because I really often focus on religion and mythology in my builds, but just didn't think to do it this time. And also, this great idea from Pepsi, talking about how, like, the cliff faces could be used to track time through, like, chiseled periodic increments. Frickin' brilliant idea. It's like a sundial built into the wall. And these are just two examples of the many fantastic thoughts you guys had to share with me. So thank you so much for that. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this one. Let's talk about what I will be doing today. We're going to be sticking with the trend of doing stuff that's kind of Age of Empires friendly for the people who might be more interested in that as a hobby. And we're going to be tackling an elite soldier, a unique unit, if you wanted to put it in AoE2 terms. I want to try to create a realistic soldier that could exist in a non-magical medieval land that was very distinctive, unusual, and particular to a specific civilization. So obviously I'm going to have to do a little bit of background creation about the civilization that this warrior belongs to, even if I'm mostly focusing on them and the role they play within that greater civilization. That'll make sense. In that case, let's jump into our focus words. 5 focus words as per usual, and let's see what we get. Generate. Recommend, screen, exploration, broadcast, and shorts. What the hell? That's so weird. The fact that this is a soldier makes this even harder. Some ideas are already starting to spring to mind, so let's get my little timer. My little timer. My 10 minutes is starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. 10 minutes on the clock. Okay, elite soldier. Recommend, so let's start with recommend. These need to be hand-picked by some sort of ruler or potentate or general. So it's like a chosen inner circle, probably among the rank and file. Soldiers who have proven themselves. Okay, now let's talk about screen. Screen is hard. In medieval terms, or I don't know if this was actually ever used in medieval terms, but in like tabletop wargaming terms, screening refers to using a bunch of crappy chaff units in front of your more elite units to kind of absorb fire for them, to make sure they don't just die before they reach the front lines. So maybe providing screen, as in screening, as mentioned, providing cover for elite units behind, or vice versa. Maybe these guys are the ones that need to be screened by like lesser units. I'm just going through one by one because last time I kind of jumped around and I think it bit me in the ass. So exploration, that one's easy. That just means that we want to make a unit that's actually going out there and trying to blaze new territory. You know, like explorers. I mean, obviously, it's an exploration. So maybe something like a conquistador. Yeah, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a trailblazing conqueror who subjugates like local peoples. Maybe then uses them to screen. That's kind of sinister and interesting. Yeah, that could broadcast. Broadcast and shorts. Shorts is going to be the weird one. I just think Bart Simpson. Broadcast. Okay, so I think, especially if we're going the conquistador route, I'm thinking that this is evangelism. Like, they are trying to go out to foreign lands and convert people to their religion. To their home religion. That adds an interesting aspect to them. So they're effectively missionaries. Hand-selected missionaries who then use the people they've converted to kind of protect themselves, even to the point where those people will sacrifice themselves. That's interesting. So the question on my mind is, how do they get... I have trouble typing during this. How do they get people to screen for them? Like, what compels people to want to effectively sacrifice themselves to protect these strangers who presumably they've never met before? Shorts. What the heck? I mean, obviously, my mind goes to garments, but I think... Also, my mind goes to, like, YouTube shorts, like short-form content, but I don't think that's applicable here. Shorts. Pygmies? No, that's stupid. I don't think it can be anything to do with diminutive size. Time frame. I'll come back to this. Let's go over what we kind of have so far, because I actually think we have a pretty good framework. Okay, what if their religion has to do with self-sacrifice? Like killing yourself, or more like dying, dying in service of a holy man guarantees afterlife benefits. Ooh, here's an interesting idea. Part of this religion is the belief that your life is bound to whoever converted you. So there's like a tether between you and the person who shared the good word with you. So if that person dies, your life is basically over anyway. So might as well die to protect them. Also saves all their other converts. So this is kind of promoting this, like, I will fling myself in front of any bullet to save you, because in doing so, I'm guaranteeing myself a good spot in the afterlife, and all the other people who are part of your flock will also be safe. And then on top of that, this kind of implies that the evangels of this religion are effectively godly. So, because otherwise, why would they have this ability to kind of tether your life to theirs, and why would they have this level of reverence and prominence? So, holy men, practically divine themselves, said to have all sorts of incredible supernatural power. Okay, I like that. It's just frickin' shorts. What can I do with shorts? I mean, when do you wear shorts? When it's summer. Wear shorts in the summer. Maybe they're being sent to... Why are they doing the conversion? Why are they doing the conversion? That's the big question. Why is their homeland sending them out to gather people to the faith? Why do they do this? Let's see if we can tie it to shorts. Maybe. Aha. Okay, here's an interesting one. Central religious figure of home religion is said to have a very short lifespan. Getting new converts increases this lifespan. Aha! Big incentive for... So effectively, you're saying that by converting, I'm extending the life of my leader. I'm serving a greater good. And in our last 10 seconds, let's come up with a name. The name of these soldiers. Faith gifters. And finished. Okay. Wow, Giffiers. That was a bit of a scramble. Now that we have that finished, let's give a review of the build. So, the Faith Gifters. Handpicked from among the devout of the realm, these extremely selectively chosen religious fanatics are sent out to the very distant verges to specifically speak with unconverted locals in the specific quest to evangelize to them and turn them to their own faith. These faith gifters are said to possess incredible supernatural power, and through a steady process of inculcation will eventually turn their converts into their unswervingly loyal bodyguards. Especially since they believe that their lives are innately tethered to their faith gifter, meaning that even if they are to die in the process, they might be saving all the other members of their flock from the same fate. It is an innate belief among them that their main grand religious leader's very existence is tethered to new converts being added to the religion. Because of this, adding new people to the religion is not only seen as a sacred good, but as an absolute necessity. And as such, these faith gifters pursue their mission with a holy zeal that even surpasses that of the bodyguards they then enlist among converts to protect them. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good summary. This is an interesting one. I am kind of happy with how this turned out. Now, I think that recommend, screen, exploration, and broadcast worked really well together. I'm not 100% happy with how it put together eventually, especially because it kind of relies upon these individuals being treated as divine, and really the only way you can consistently do that is if you're seeming to work miracles. And working miracles, while it's not hard to do once you kind of get a rhythm down, like there's faith healers all over the place that manage to pull this pretty consistently, it still doesn't feel reliable and consistent enough to be the entire basis for an entire pillar of their religion. I'm not sure about that one. I think that if nothing else, this is a plausible and cohesive soldier. It does also rely on like extraordinary faith and commitment building in people very quickly. But again, as we see from the world, such things are possible. So I'm fairly happy with that. Overall, though, I would grade this build as a C. If I came up with this on the spot in a tabletop role-playing game, I'd be pretty happy with it, and I'd certainly roll with it. I think the name is kind of lame, but I really did not give myself enough time to come up with anything sexier. I much prefer giving names in kind of the source language of the people, but oh well, this can be what it translates to in English, eh? So a C. I think it's fine, but there are many ways that it could have been made better, and I'd like to hear what you think some of those ways might be. Please do tell me down in the comments below what you would have done with this set of focus words, how you like what I came to, and whether there are any particular choices that I made that you thought were particularly interesting or that you particularly disagreed with. And that about does it for me today. Once again, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, my name has been Robbie Howell. And ciao for now.